Hey guys, welcome to the next video on Python unit testing tutorial for beginners using Pytest. In the last video, we were able to create our unit test and run them using Pytest. Now in the last video, I have created two tests and these were the tests I have written for these two simple functions, which were product and the add function. So in the last video, we have written two test functions for our add and product functions, which were able to test those functions using these numbers. Now additionally, I have added two more test functions here, and these two test functions I have added to test the strings with the add function and the product function. So using this plus operator, we can also add two strings, right? So I have added the string test for the add function and the product function here. Now the first thing I want to show here is you can add any comparison operator here. So it's not necessary that you need to use this equal to operator here. You can also write, for example, greater than operator or greater than equals to operator or the less than operator or less than equals to operator or not equals to operator. So you can use all these comparison operator with your assert statement. Additionally, you can use this is keyword to test whether something is something. So using this is keyword, I am testing here that the result which I got using this add function over the strings, is it a string or not? So using this type, I'm just finding out the type of the result and I'm checking if this result is a string or not. You can also use in operator or not in operator. So using this not in keyword, we are checking whether this string is inside our result or not. So this string, or let's say this string, is not inside our result. So this assert is going to pass because this string is not present in our result. Additionally, you can also use this in keyword and you can check whether some string is inside your result or not. So I can also write hello in result, which will check if this keyword is inside our result or not. Now the next thing which I want to show here is, let's say you just want to run one test from here, which is test add, and you don't want to run any other test. How you can do it using command line? So you can just write pytest command and the name of your test file, which is test underscore math underscore func in my case, and then you can add double colon here and then give the name of your test. So let's say I just want to run the test add. So I'm going to just run this test and you can see it's going to only run the first test. Let me just add -v here, which is going to show which test has passed, and you can see this test has been passed, which is test add. And let me just clear the terminal. Now the next option which I want to show here is -k. So once again, I'm going to just write Pytest here and we will once again add the -v for verbose, and you can use a special option which is -k, and then you can give any expression which you want to match using this -k option. So let's say we only want to run the add test. So we have two add tests. One is test underscore add and other is test underscore add underscore string. So I just want to run the test for the add function. So here inside the double quotes, I can just write add and then press enter, and it's going to run the test which contains add keyword or add string. So you can see it ran test underscore add and test underscore add underscore string. You can also use OR operator here. So let's say you want to run the test which contains add or which contains string keyword. And when I'm going to run the test, it's going to run all those tests which contains either add or the string keyword. So there are three tests which fulfills this condition, and all those 3 tests are performed and other test will be deselected. So you can see 4 item and 1 item is deselected here. Also you can use the AND instead of OR. So I'm going to just write AND and then press enter, and it's going to run only those tests which contains add and string both. So there is only one test name which contains add and string both, which is this one. So only this will be executed and the other 3 tests will be deselected. Let me once again clear the terminal. Now the next option which I want to show here is the Hyphen M option. So once again I'm going to just write here Hyphen M, and after this Hyphen M you can provide any mark expression. So let me go to my code, and here I just need to import the Pytest first of all. So let me import Pytest, and here you will see that it's showing me the squiggly line because of my IDE, which is PyCharm. So because I have installed Pytest using pip on the command line, which is not recognized by my PyCharm IDE, that's why it's showing me this squiggly line, but I'm running my test using command line, so this will work. So don't worry about this squiggly line, the import will work. And after that, what I can do here is I can add a decorator. So I can just write pytest dot mark dot any expression which you want to give here. So this test add and test product is for the numbers, so we can write number here, and also we can add the same decorator for the test product. And for the other 2 tests we can just write that these tests are for the strings. So this expression is upon you, so you can give any expression here which you want to match later using Hyphen M option. So I'm going to also add this decorator over the other string function also. So we have 2 markers now, one is number and other is the string. So now after Hyphen M you can give the mark expression name. So let's say I'm going to just write number here and then press enter, and it's going to run all the tests which have the mark number, which is the test add and test product. Now let's run the test which have the mark string. So I'm going to just write string and then press enter, and it's showing me 4 deselected because I forgot this S after the string. So let me just add this S and then press enter again, and you can see it runs only those tests which have string mark on top of them. So this is the string and this is the string mark, so those 2 tests were executed and other 2 tests were deselected. Let me just clear the terminal once again. Now the next option which I want to show here is Hyphen X option. So once again I'm going to just write pytest hyphen V and then hyphen X. Now this hyphen X means exit first. So whenever first failure occurs in your test, the Pytest will exit from the execution of your test. So let's just add some failure assertion here. So I'm going to add the failure here. So let's say I'm just checking the failed assertion here just to check whether this hyphen X works or not. So I'm going to just press enter now, and you can see first test was run which was passed, but the other test failed. So it has shown us the stack trace of the failed test, and after that the text execution was stopped. So after 2 tests, because the failure occurred, the other 2 tests which were supposed to be executed are not executed because of this hyphen X option. So as soon as the first failure occurs, your test will exit. Now let's say you don't want to see this stack trace after the failure of your test. So this is all the information which is given to you about what assertion has failed or not. So let's say we don't want to see this. So how to just skip that stack trace? You can add hyphen tb is equal to no, and this is going to disable the stack trace, and then press enter, and you can see now this text trace is not printed. Only the success or the failure will be printed, but not the stack trace. Let me clear the terminal once again, and this time I want to show one more option, which is max fail. So here you can just write hyphen max fail option and then give the number in front of it after the equals to symbol. So let's say we just write max fail 2 here, then it's going to wait for the maximum number of failure and then it will exit. So let me just run this test. So you can see all 4 tests has been executed because maximum failure we were expecting is 2. That's why all 4 were executed, because there was only 1 failure. Let's say I just make it 1. So now the value of max fail is 1, and then I press enter, and you will see after the first failure it's going to exit because we have provided max fail 1, and this is the number of failures which we are expecting. After that your test will be exited. So let me just clear the terminal once again, and let me show you one more option. So this time I want to show you the skip option. So let's say I just remove all these markers from here, and now I want to add a mark which is skip. So just add this decorator on top of your test, which is @test.mark.skip, and then inside the parenthesis you can give the reason for the skip. So here you can just write reason equals and whatever reason you want to give here. So I'm going to just write do not run number add test. Okay, so this is the reason which will be printed, and when I will just execute my test once again with -v, you can see this first test is skipped. So it's not executed, it's skipped, and all the other 3 tests were executed. Let me just fix this second test so it's going to pass, and once again let me just run this test, and you can see all other tests were passed and the first test is skipped because we have added this skip decorator on top of the test add function. Also there is a skip if option available. So here instead of skip you can just write skip if. So this skip if is going to check for some condition. So let's say I'm going to import the sys module here, which is going to give me the information about the Python version I'm running. And then as a first argument, I can first of all give some condition. So I'm going to just write sys dot version info, which is going to give me the version of Python available, and I'm going to check if this version is less than, let's say, 3.3, then I want to skip this test. So I'm going to once again, let me clear the terminal and once again run the test, and I see some failure here, which is here I added dot instead of comma. So you need to separate this major and minor version using comma. So this means 3.3 Python version. And once again I'm going to run the tests and then press enter, and now you can see all 4 tests were executed because this condition was not met. Now let's say I want to just give the opposite condition of that, which means I want to skip if I have the Python version greater than 3.3, which I have the Python version 3.7. Let's check it using Python command. So I'm going to just write Python version and then press enter, and you can see I have 3.7.0 version, and let's run the test once again, and now you can see this test is skipped because this condition is met. Now the next option I want to show here is Hyphen S option. So let me just make this condition like this, so this test will not be skipped, and the next option we are going to see is the Hyphen S option. So let me clear the terminal and let's see which option I'm talking about, which is Hyphen S, and this option you can use to print any output which you want to print using, let's say, print function. So let's say I want to add a print statement here. So I'm going to just add print, and then let's say I want to just print the addition of 7 and 3. And for just knowing whether this print statement has been executed, I'm going to add this string here, so we know that this print statement has been executed. So now when I execute my Pytest without the hyphen S option first, you will see there is no print statement which is executed. Now if I just add hyphen S here, which will allow this print statement to be executed, and now you will see that this print statement has been executed and this line is printed using this print statement. So if you want to print all the print statements, then use hyphen S option, or you can also use the option which is hyphen capture is equal to no, and then press enter, which is also going to do the same. So either you can use hyphen S or you can use hyphen capture is equal to no. So let me clear this terminal one last time, and the last option which I want to show here is the hyphen Q option, which is the quiet mode. So let me just execute this Pytest once again, and you can see all this information is printed. And when I add -Q here, which is the quiet mode, you can see no information is printed here about the test, which test is passed. Only the important information is printed, which is 4 tests passed in this much amount of seconds. If I remove the -V here from here, you will see all the other output is gone and only 4 passed in whatever amount of seconds is printed. So this is the quiet mode, which will not print unnecessary information. It's going to just show you how many tests passed and how many tests failed. So this is how you can use some options with Pytest command. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video.